ACA 5 was recently passed by California Assembly just this Wednesday and has been largely discussed in the Asian communities. So today I would like to talk about what is ACA 5, the history, the people who will be impacted, the current status of ACA 5, as well as some questions for you to think about. So first of all, what is ACA 5? It is California Assembly Constitutional Amendment number 5, and it proposed to repeal Article 1, Section 31. The idea is to bring back affirmative action. So what is affirmative action? Affirmative action initially was trying to prevent discrimination, and now it normally refers to the policies positively support the members of either disadvantaged or underrepresented groups who has been previously suffered discrimination in different areas such as education and employment. It is similar as the idea of quota system, but it's different. Affirmative action was banned in California in 1996 by the Proposition 209. So in the Proposition 209, it prohibits the state from discriminating against or giving the preferential treatment to any individual or group based on their race, sex, color, ethnicity, or national origin. And it applies in different areas such as public employment, public education, or public contracting. Many other states, such as Washington, Arizona, Florida, Michigan, they passed the act to ban the affirmative action at the state level as well. Just last year, 2019, the voters in Washington state rejected restoring affirmative actions. So the ACA 5 basically proposed to repeal Section 1, which is provisions of Proposition 209, and it was introduced by Assembly members Weber, Gibson, and San Diego. So for specific provisions, you can see here the idea is the idea of Proposition 209 is to prevent preferential treatment for certain traits in certain area. So who will be impacted by if the ACA 5 is passed? The idea was to help minorities, and it's related to the recent hot topic, the Black Lives Matter, to help African Americans and some other minorities for their education, employment opportunities. But this act specifically will largely impact Asian Americans in education specifically. So in the University of California system, more than 1/3 of the students are Asian American students, while the population of Asian Americans in California only accounts for about 14% in California. So if ACA 5 was passed and only certain percentage were given for Asian American students, for instance, 14% are allowed to go to UC, University of California system, then a lot of Asian American kids will lose the opportunity to get the education in University of California system. So currently the act was passed at Assembly. It still needs to be passed at the Senate and go through the voting in November. So we're still waiting to see, but a lot of Asian communities are taking actions to opposite the ACA 5. So then I have some questions for you, that there are arguments saying that it is okay to have affirmative actions to protect minorities or people from different backgrounds to receive K-12 education. It's necessary because it's fundamental opportunities. However, university is different. It's higher education, and it can be considered as a waste of resources if students are not ready. you're giving them opportunity, but if they're not ready, the graduation rates will drop. There were actually data showing that when the Proposition 209 was passed, the graduation rate increased for all different races, including African American students. And also another question is, if we have affirmative action in education and employment, how about in other areas? What about in sports? Should we have certain percentage of Asian players in NBA or NFL teams? Or should we have certain percentage of transgender women play in certain sports? So leave your comments below. Thank you.